and he calls out people for editing their photos. This week, he caught a Mr. Olympia world champion editing his photos. This guy quite literally got the top accolade for physiques in the fucking universe, and he's editing his photos to make his dance look better. Declinism, people seeing a negative outlook of the future. Like, the world technically hasn't ever been as good as it is now. We just don't get that news from media outlets. But it's very sure, Clapham influencers. It's crazy. So people have become a product of their environment. So, for instance, you know Eddie Abu?
Yep.
A few years ago, his content was really quite sensible. And the things he said was really quite reasonable. But then he would have portrayed a character and then got feedback from the audience. So, for instance, I had this a little bit where I would say things online and then I'd call someone a fucking twat. And people are like, oh, yeah, fucking twat. And then you're like, oh, cool, I'll swear. And then you get angry and you do something, you get like a response. But then you have to rein it in so that you're not a product of the people. Eddie Abu is just a product of what people want. He screams at something in a supermarket, he gets more attention, so he does it more. Then he gets a gingerbread man and calls it an obscenity, and people like it, and they G him up, and then he starts wearing disguises, then starts going in, then starts... You never really want to become a product of the people. However, a lot of modern day influencers are becoming exactly that. They think people want a certain character or persona online, so they try and embody it. So for instance, they think they need to be perfect. They need to have all of their food prepped. So many of them don't realize they're actually alienating themselves from the people they want to do business with. Because you and I could need maybe a well-educated, level-headed coach to help us with our diet, nutrition, and training. But when we see them doing a workout at 4:45 in the morning, or we see them with their perfectly created meal prep for the week, it actually makes us go, this person does not understand me. But if you saw a PT that was like, fucking hell, I've got a hangover, I've got 7 clients tomorrow, how the hell am I going to make it into work?
It's honest marketing, isn't it? Yeah.
You probably go, God, this is probably the PT for me. And I think this is, again, why maybe my brand did potentially better than others, because I've been open about all the skeletons in my closet. You know, guys, I did take recreational drugs the whole way through my 20s. But the majority of people in their 20s and 30s have done that. I mean, look at London, for instance, which is probably one of the best economic climates to go after. If you were to say to someone like, oh, I drink a little bit too much, my diet has room for improvement, and, you know, 1 to 3 times a year, I'll probably get on the bags with people for a special occasion. People go, yeah, that sounds about right. Not a PT that goes, I don't drink, I've never drunk because alcohol is a toxin and toxins are, you're like, fuck off, mate. This person doesn't understand me. And empathy is such a big part of people wanting to improve themselves. The person that helps someone improve themselves has to have something in common with them.
The honest marketing, the empathy, and what's coming to mind now is I'm thinking of the
1 to 3 times a year you get.
Well, no. But yeah, I'll get the elbow now. But when I think you put up a picture of your fucking derby and you're like, yeah, I'm a bit fat right now. You know what I mean? And I was like, fuck me, that is relatable because I've just smashed a load of Maccas on the weekend. I was thinking, fucking hell. And then the other day I pulled up a clip. Of this, like, it was, Clapham-based fitness influencer. And I was thinking, is this fucking society up? Like, genuinely, because it was like, I think it was a picture of them as a couple, and they were, so say I had the camera, and that you had the camera, they'd done, so say you're my partner, right? They were going, right, we're going to work now, kiss. And then they goes, right, she's gone to work. And they added this into this reel. And it's like, he goes, I did my run, then I had my oats, then I did another workout, then I did my oats, then I had more fucking oats, then another workout. I was like, this is fucked, because it's like, if someone's doing a 20-minute hit sesh or whatever, or an hour's gym sesh, like the benchmark for, like, if you're not doing a sub-3 marathon now, from all these fuckers running around Battersea Park, it's like, you're shit. Do you know what I mean? And I'd love to know how that's sort of influencing declinism. Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting as well, because so many people watching are just thinking, you bellend. You're probably just going to throw it out there. And then the creator sees that and goes, oh, that one did twice as many views. And people are literally like, oh, look at this fucking dickhead. You know?
Yes.
Oh, morning run friends. Oh, run club. They're like, you fucking idiot. Like, Bevo, for instance, one of the classic. Do you know Bevo?
No.
Dinner. You boys know him? So there's a guy on TikTok called Bevo, you know him? So he used to eat food in front of camera, and there's one video of him choking on a roast potato because he bites his food once and swallows it. Real weird eating pattern. It got like 30 million views. So then he became super famous from eating roast dinners. Right. He sits there and he goes, you know the rules, and he starts eating and he just takes one bite and swallows it, and sometimes he goes... And then he's getting nightclub appearances now at the moment. People are booking him to come in, and he's a joke. but he doesn't realize he's a joke.
Oh, it's David Brent, isn't it? It's literally David Brent. Who was the other geezer? Was it You Got No Fans? You know,
Yeah.
Wilson Raider. Like, he was doing club nights. And
So sometimes people can get caught up with the result of that. I very much doubt someone's going to go, hey, mate, I just saw your morning run. I want to use you as a coach. You know, the transparency thing as well. I actually gain and lose weight throughout the year. And the crazy thing is I've spoken about this trifecta where you've got business, body, and relationships. Only two in my life can go well at the same time. So for this trip back home, my body's suffering, but my business and relationships are doing well. I'm spending time with my family and I'm doing a lot of podcasts. When I go home, I'm going to give up a little bit of my business and a little bit of my relationships because I'm away from home and I'm not going to be in the podcast sense, but then I can work on my body. And it's very difficult to balance all three at the same time. But then let's say I go home at the end of this month and I'm 4 kilograms overweight. I could just, I've made more money this month than I've made in my life. Cool. You know, what would I rather have, the perfect physique or the well-performing month? And I think people just need to understand that we do go through cyclical seasons, not necessarily a cut and bulk, but you need periods where you're unhealthily obsessed with work, then you don't touch a laptop for 2 weeks. This monotone expectation of physique, of business, of relationships, it's just unrealistic. You need to go through times that you don't drink for 3 months, then you're a borderline alcoholic around Christmas. It's just part of kind of human nature. Sometimes, I'm sure we've all done this in the room. You're like, I'm going to start eating better tomorrow. So today, I'm going to eat so much fast food, it repulses me. I'm going to Bruce Bogtrotter the shit out of it and eat so much cake that I can't even look at a chocolate cake for 2 months. And I think that people need to show the ebbs and the flows, because social media, to me, the biggest problem with it is people are showing the best sides of themselves. And make it even worse, there's a creator called Goobu2, and he calls out people for editing their photos. This week, he caught a Mr. Olympia world champion editing his photos. This guy quite literally got the top accolade for physiques in the fucking universe, and he's editing his photos to make his delts look bigger.
Espressos is sponsored by supply chain software gurus Unleashed. It talks to your e-com and accounting software. It's helped islands cut admin time in half, get granular clarity on your margins, know where your stock is, don't miss availability. Brands like Candy Kittens, Tiny Rebel, and